Guys, this jump has never worked, but I believe it will.
Hey.
Believe! It worked.
Oh my god, you scared the shit out of
This
me!
happens every freaking cycle. I've been in this server for 3-4 years, right? Literally, we're gonna make all these PD changes. PD's gonna be so happy. Oh my god, we're enforcing all these laws. It's so great. And the criminals gonna be like, yo, like this is ridiculous. We can't even like do anything without going to jail or have fines, and times are ridiculous.
Fuck! Yeah, go do a C-class pickup against these fucking interceptors.
Then the freaking criminals are escalating. Then the cops start getting mowed down every situation. And then what do the cops do? They complain like, oh my god, like I can't even do my job without like pulling someone over, getting mowed down. It's like, bro, these criminals, all they know how to do is shoot.
Don't fuck with
Like
me,
they're not gonna
dog.
have a discussion with you and why they think you're policing too hard.
Yeah, also ARs, like, bro, they didn't even give me a chance, man. Like, what the fuck is this?
Remember when there weren't enough cops? I think they're just trying to find that balance.
What is it? I fucking hate this. This is only the case for cops, always.
Well, I mean, you're telling us how to do our job, so I figured I'd tell you how to do your job.
Here's the thing, I'm not bad.
I'll pause here. I'll give you guys my. I will actually pause and I'll just give you guys like my overall take. Granted, as someone who worked on balance for a game that's horribly imbalanced, that I have been attacked for saying is better than Dota. Both games suck, by the way. The cop presence in NoPixel should always err on the side of more cops. Or like, I think the cycle that is described of cops get more capabilities or more cops, they enforce those things more or go harder. Crims get upset. They resort to shooting. I think the thing that would break that cycle, or the thing that I actually would criticize criminals on, I think criminals tend to get lazier as like 3.0 went on. And granted, there's a lot of systems in the game that kind of encourage this. Basically, to like go hit a bank or to go do a job, it became about who could go and do it first, not who could go and do it the most prepared. I think what makes NoPixel and like GTA NoPixel so great is that the cops are an overwhelming force, that it's fucking crazy to try to get away from them in like big situations. And that's what makes it the most rewarding. Like that's what made something like Rainbow Road so crazy that we got away. So I think now, reflecting on the entirety of NoPixel, I think the server was at its best when there were the most cops and the cops were the strongest. I found criminals to just be a little lazy. They just didn't put, a lot of times it's like, well, we're just going to try and drive away. Oh, we couldn't drive away. Guess we have to shoot, right? Like not enough sort of thought went into other ways to escape, or actually, again, it's like, oh, you're doing a bank robbery or this giant meth heist, and all you're doing is you're just driving and bringing some cars. And it didn't felt like people put in enough intention to try and get away. Granted, that falls on the crims to do. The cops escalation and like their capability is always just given to them, right? More cops, more equipment, don't have to spend anything, just given. For crims, I do admit it's hard because it's like, well, you have to set up backup getaways, or you have to coordinate with more people. You have to get your radios working. You have to, plan specific, plan a block, plan an ambush. You have to like actively do more work. And it's also the issue of local stuff scuffs away, disappears. There's the difficulty in even getting to do jobs because stuff gets snatched up and grinders just immediately go and do it. So I think there's valid points on both sides. The rental nerf, chat, I was the one who told them to do the rental nerf, and I used to do it. You can still rent vehicles during chases. You can't just run up to the rental place with like 3 cops on you, rent a vehicle, and then run around in circles while you wait for the vehicle to spawn. Like it's just kind of silly. I would agree with this, Jimothy Galaxy Brain. That's that's something I've been sort of exploring a little bit more. So Jimothy said, well, there's just not as much like tech or like mechanics in game outside of say like a bike swap that criminals can use. And that's why I've been trying to implement more like parachutes into getaways. Not even just as plans. Like I like Mickey to just carry a parachute on him at all times, or like a scuba tank on him. Gear like that. Smoke grenades I think are really cool. You can prep a rental car in that lot beforehand. Let me give you, yeah, if you prepped a rental car, if you prepped a plane and just rented it and it was already rented and you just left it there and you ran to the rental place and hopped in the plane, totally fine. The other thing that people don't realize about that rule is, let's say Mickey gets out, or like Mickey doesn't have cops on him and Buddha and Tony have cops on them. Mickey can run to the plane rental place and rent a helicopter. That's totally fine. Again, you can keep renting them and you can rent them in chases. You just can't rent them when there's actively cops on your ass. Cops didn't promote the, it's not a sound level pause. I'm reading chat. Cops didn't promote. Listen, chat, everyone knows I'm a cop apologist. I'll be honest with you. I've had the cop apologist takes because several members of the PD PayPal me every month so that I can keep dropping these hot takes and trying to get PD to continuously be buffed. Everyone knows this. I've been pretty transparent about it. I'm not saying I'm right. And obviously people have different takes. I'm saying in the course of NoPixel 3.0, everything that I have played, I have preferred it when the cops have more cops and have a stronger presence. When I learned that they had EMPs to disable vehicles, I was really excited. I had a great chase with it too. I don't know if you guys remember. I think my helicopter got EMP'd and I was hit once. I had to land on the top of Chiliad. I ended up shooting at the cops. I killed like 2 of them. And then Bass actually landed the heli and like shot me with an AR from far away. He had an AR and I'd never, were there choices for me to make there where I could have gotten away? Absolutely. I could have not overstayed and realized that he would have had an AR versus my pistol and I could have kept running down the mountain to try and get away. Like there were things I could have done to still get away. And I actually got caught in that scenario, but I remember like reflecting on the whole thing. Wow, that was a really cool scenario of cops employ this mechanism. I respond with this, then they did this, then I responded with this. And at each time I had different options and pathways to take in terms of like tactical decision making that I could have done. It was really cool, right? It was the same thing when they announced the jets. I feel like somebody like, wow, oh, they just get fighter jets. Why don't you just give them tanks and fucking military shit? When I saw that they got fighter jets, I was like, yo, that's sick. That's going to create so many more really cool moments in the server. And since then, I actually feel like Mickey as a character has interacted with the fighter jets some of the most, and it has created some really fucking cool moments. PD wipe should never be a thing. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if your job is to like go for like a PD wipe, I mean, it really, some people like that content. I do think one of the coolest like PD wipes that I was a part of, granted it was on the public server, but it was when we didn't intend to PD wipe. It was actually when Gulag Gang was just running from the cops and we had already shot cops, and it was like a chase that went all the way across the city of us in cars just driving. New cop cars would show up. We'd get in a gunfight with them, blap them. One of us went down, throw them in the car. Oh, we got to get to grandma's. I would fucking drive. Oh no, cops are back on us again. Have to shoot. And it's like, it felt like kind of like a little mini skirmishes throughout the city. And if it ends up that all the police die for that, it is what it is. But the idea of like, hey, we're going to hunker down in like a bunker or like in some place and just shoot all the cops that swarm in is like, You know, and that can be, we've seen that with like the steam room or like the morgue or with the rust base. Like at that point, like the cops in real life would just send in a fucking robot that would either explode and kill everyone or would just fucking detonate some flashbang and knock everyone else out. Or actually, I think they do it with gas sometimes, by the way. I think they do knockout gas. But again, I think the rule of 6 was something I was really nervous about, but I think it's been really good for the server.
You are. There is no